Hello YouTube, I shot a similar video a few years ago about my dishwasher when the problem was the water was collecting on the bottom of the dishwasher, and now the same thing is happening with the washer. After a couple of days the water level rises, which indicates that the inlet valve is malfunctioning, so we're gonna have to open the top, replace the valve and put it back together. So I moved the washer slightly away from the wall. I'm gonna turn off the water supply, both of them, and I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm gonna use those coolant hose clamps to clamp both of them, because I don't know how good or bad are those valves by the wall, so it's gonna be a little more additional protection for leaking water. One is gonna be for the cold. Actually, it's hot. It simply is squeezing the hose, and let's do the other one too. Before I disconnect the water, I would like to open the top just to make sure I got the correct valve assembly. I'm gonna use this little wrench or ratchet, I would say. It's a quarter inch socket. Looks like we have 3 bolts. I can barely see them. You guys should see them better than I am. One, two, where is it? Is it the correct one? Okay, let's try to open it. Okay. Now let's compare the assembly. Okay, that's the one we have in the machine right now, and that's what I purchased. And it appears that everything is exactly the same: blue connector, white connector, blue connector, white connector, gray, blue, white, and gray. So we can go ahead and unscrew those 2 screws, 1 and 2, the connectors. If you have a rack, probably it's a good idea to put it under, because there's going to be some water leaking. Same thing here. We're gonna disconnect those 2 hoses, and it's just a squeeze connector for both of them. I'm probably gonna use pliers. It's gonna be, because they're pretty stiff. Okay, I'm gonna try gently use the big pliers. Just need to remember that on the right side I got for me I got the hot water. So this is gonna be the hot water. Okay. So this is obviously going to be the cold water then. Hot on the right. Okay, couple drips, not a big deal. For those two clamps, I'll try to reach from the back, reach those little squeeze, and the first one is released, and the second one is right next to it. And guys, be careful, this metal is very sharp. They did not make the edges pretty, and I'll try to remove those holders without damaging the nipples on the fuel tank. Could be problematic, maybe not, we'll see. At least I broke the adhesion. Okay. The first one is released. And the second one is also released. The next step, I'll try to disconnect those connectors without breaking the connectors. Also, I would like to release this clip using the long nose pliers again. I just need to push the pin and simply remove the thingy thing. And this is the replacement valve assembly, and I just wanted to show you the place for the last bolt that is holding the assembly in place. I'm gonna use Torx, what is it? Do not see the number stamped. It's like Torx 25 or so. Yeah, there is no number stamped. Interesting. But it seems it's like Torx 25. It doesn't look like 27, and it's not like a 20. Okay, yeah, that's the bolt. Okay. Okay. Can you see anything? Okay, so I'm gonna push this pin up. It's gonna release the cable. Push this pin up. It's gonna release the cable. That's the new assembly. One. 2, 3, 4. Goes back in place. You can see those kind of hooks right here, 1 and 2. So you need to insert there, then a little shift to the right, and only then you can install the bolt. Shift all the way, then to the right, and now I can install this bolt. Now I'll try to route those two pipes. It's like a barb connector. It's fairly easy to put it on and much harder to take it off. And it looks like it's not even that easy to put it on. Okay, first one is on. Let's do the second one. Okay, second one is on. I just put a dab of water actually on the nipple, and it helped a lot. And next I'm gonna attach the hoses and we're gonna check for the leaks. Okay, let's connect the hoses. Okay, we have, which one is it? This one is cold. Cold was on the left, if I'm not mistaken, and the hot one was on the right. I need to check the video to make sure, but I think I'm right. A little bit. Tied them, but nothing crazy. They're pretty much supposed to be hand tied. Okay, let's release the clamps. I'll put the link for the clamps in the description. Again, I use them mostly for the coolant lines when I'm working on the cars, but this is the perfect example where they can be useful working on, you know, appliances. Very slowly and carefully I'm going to open the water. One and two, carefully. Okay. I was about to put the cover back, and look what I found. That's not something you see very often those days. Some technical information for the technicians, which is usually, I mean, not the case anymore. Alright, let's put that cover back in place. In my case, you can see the markings on the bolts. 1, 2, and same thing from the other side. Hopefully it's gonna go back easily than it did when we took it off. Okay, so let's put the last 3 bolts back in place, again with a 1/4 inch socket. 2, and the last one. So this is really 15-minute easy repair. You do not need to call for a technician to do that. It's really easy, as you saw. The part, this assembly goes like for around $100. I purchased the original from Whirlpool. There are some aftermarket parts, twice less expensive, but again, I didn't want to gamble.